Hi, I'm Michael Bowman, founder and president of MLS EarthView, the creator of IDX RSS, and the owner of CenterSpect Internet Marketing. In this video, I'm going to share with you the foundation of the internet marketing success I've been able to achieve in the real estate industry, and show you how this same underlying strategy can and does actually apply to any internet marketing business endeavor. To do that, I've broken the strategy into 5 fundamentals, or more to the point, tools. And there's a very simple analogy that most people can easily identify with, and it really helps them embrace the concept. Now, I know your time is valuable, and I'd really like to keep this video short, so let's go ahead and get started. Understanding your online opportunity. And again, this is for any online business marketing endeavor. I want you to think of yourself as a professional fisherman. That's the analogy. Almost everyone understands the concept, and most people have been fishing at least once in their lives. The reason I really like this analogy is because of its broadness. It easily can apply to any online venture, whether you're a big game fisher, always going after the big fish, or whether you're a recreational fisher, only doing it as a hobby or part-time. Even if you're a corporate fisher trying to catch the masses, the analogy applies. I mean, after all, aren't we really fishing for leads and hoping to land a couple of keepers? So, and just for the next few minutes, think of yourself as a professional angler. The tools for your online success. Again, regardless of the size and the online goals of your business, regardless of how big the pond or lake or ocean you're going to be fishing in is, there are really only 5 tools for success. First, you're going to need a boat. Next, you're going to need a few good rods. You have to have some nice bait. You're definitely going to want a strong net. And finally, you've got to have a live well to keep the fish fresh. Your boat. This is your main online web presence, your corporate website, or maybe your main niche site. This is where you provide the broad information on your business, the About Us page, the Contact page, the Product and Services page. This is where you list all the products or services for your business or this particular niche. This is where you identify and build your brand. This is where you link your company-related or niche-related social media accounts. Your boat needs to be rigged out and fitted with the best technology and equipment you can afford, as it specifically relates to the type of fish you're trying to catch. And here's what I mean. I'm saying you should not go buy a 135-foot shrimp boat with all the satellite GPS and sonar and big nets and trolling equipment if you're just going to be fishing for bass in your local lake. But I am saying if you are going to be fishing for bass in your local lake, make sure you get a bass boat with a trolling motor, a depth finder, and a sonar fish finder. Your rods. These are your niche and targeted websites, your purely marketing websites. This is where you decide the type and size of fish you want. Think about it like this. You've decided you want to catch your fish on Lake Consumer Electronics. You've bought your boat, rigged it with all of the pertinent equipment, like with regards to this scenario, a merchant account and an e-commerce platform, and you're now ready to catch some fish. But you have to decide what fish you want to catch first. There is no way for you to target all the consumer electronics and realistically have a chance to catch any fish consistently. Just like there's no way you can cast 100 different rods and maintain them simultaneously. You have to decide where you're going to start. This needs to be one single product. I believe it needs to be something you're familiar with, because I don't believe it's a good idea to try and sell something you don't really know about. It just makes so much more sense to sell something you're familiar with and enjoy in your own life, because your familiarity allows you to create a better rapport, deliver a better message, and overall be a better angler. You're going to want to build these websites one at a time. You're definitely going to want to get the first rod cast and positioned effectively before you should ever think about casting another rod. How you decide which product or service to start with is entirely up to you. What I tell my clients to consider is to start with the rod that is going to give them the most rewarding return, whether that's financial or spiritual or whatever. Your bait. These are your hooks, your lures. This is what you're going to use to grab the attention of the fish out there on Lake Consumer Electronics. So you definitely want your bait to be eye-catching. And I must say that video is a very strong tool for building rapport and getting your message across. You want your bait and your message to speak directly to and be enticing to your ideal fish. It's important to understand that each niche and or ideal fish will react differently to different types of bait. You can easily scare off the little fish with the big bait, and you can just as easily go unnoticed by the big fish when you're using little bait. The bait you use should be specifically designed to attract your ideal fish. There should be purposeful thought about the ideal fish in the selection and the design process of your bait. For the most part, your bait should be a freemium in exchange for a lead. That means you should be giving away a free report or white paper, maybe an ebook or a how-to guide, maybe even a free trial. But regardless of what you're giving away, you want it to provide real value and leave your fish wanting more. Your nets. This is your lead capture and autoresponder tools. This should be an automated application that not only builds forms and captures leads, but definitely needs to include the autoresponder email marketing tool, and hopefully will come with a built-in customer relationship management tool so you can manage your leads. Countless split tests from marketing professionals across the internet have proven that the less information you ask for, the more likely you are to get someone into your nets. So the recommendation is to ask for as little information as possible. Name and email is usually all you'll need. Your goal is to get your ideal fish's attention, get them interested, get them hooked, and then get them in the boat. You want your form to be as easy and painless for your fish as possible. Then when you do get your fish in the net, you want them to get whatever they signed up for quickly. Make sure they gain immediate access to what you promised them they would get in exchange for their lead. It is most certainly a great idea to give them more than what they thought they were getting. Maybe you promised them an ebook, but you've also included 3 other white papers on a related topic. Maybe they thought they were getting a 10-day free trial of your basic app, but when they got there, you actually are giving them 30 days of your pro app. Give them more than they were expecting, and you immediately strengthen your relationship. Your live well. This is your follow-up and nurturing campaign. This is what you'll use to keep the fish you've caught alive and well within your boat and cell system. By you delivering more than the expected value without just asking for a sale is exactly how you're going to strengthen the rapport you've already developed with your fish just with your rods and bait. You want to give your fish more information on your product or your service or company or you. You want them to be educated with regards to what they're buying and what company and or person they're doing business with. This is how you build respect. You create a relationship with your prospects in which you give them all the information they need about your product or service, positioning yourself as an authority on the subject, which definitely helps create trust. If you provide your prospects with valuable, insightful information that truly benefits them and helps educate them, and you have a product or service they definitely want or need, they are going to buy from you when they're ready to buy. Now, this is quite possibly the most important aspect of the drip mail or campaign aspects of your email marketing tool. Staying top of mind. The more they hear from you, the more they know you. The more they know you, the more likely they are to trust and respect you. Let me say this. Fish are everywhere and are looking for your products and services. You just got to get your bait in front of them. Now, I can say this from a definitive place of experience. Fish will quite literally jump into your boat if you give them all the right reasons. Alright, so there it is. That didn't take too long. And before I go, I do want to say that there is absolutely no reason you couldn't have a fleet of boats supporting various different niches. Obviously, the ideal scenario is to have multiple rods supporting each of your boats, but remember, your boats could be individual or micro niches themselves. Now, there are some critics out there that think my concept here is a little extreme. But there are 2 very important aspects of my multi-site strategy. 1. The more specific a search term, the closer the person is to buying. There's a huge difference between the person searching for a digital camera versus the person searching for Vivitar V3800N SLR with 50mm lens. 2, and maybe most importantly, relevance. What's more relevant to a Google search, or Yahoo or Bing or whatever search, for the phrase Fuji FinePix 7000? A site that sells all sorts of cameras? A site that sells only Fuji cameras? Or FujiFinePix7000.com? Exactly. You know the biggest critique that this strategy gets is the cost of buying more domains and building additional web pages. Domains are less than $10 a year, and if you're not going to make at least $10 a year on any one product or service, why are you trying to sell it in the first place? With regard to building the additional pages, once you build it for your rod, you can just copy and paste it to your boat. What does that take? Maybe a minute? Hopefully you see the value in my strategy and 5 success tools, and as I said in the beginning of this video, I will be putting up a longer, more detailed video soon, and thanks to my new friend Brendan Burchard, I'm going to be creating quite a few videos. Until next time, live happy.